Joe Kuhn here, your reliability man, bridging the gap between best practices and the reality that you live every day. Today's topic is on TPM. What has been my experience with TPM? This is a very frequent question I get in the comments and in emails, so I thought I'd address it today. First, hey, commit to hit like or dislike to this video. Do it right now. If you've liked a previous video, I need to get some feedback from you guys. I know you're failing me on comments and on liking and disliking. I'd like to get some engagement there. And this may be a little more of a contested topic than I've had in the past. So first of all, TPM, involves things like 5S, autonomous maintenance, cleaning, inspecting, some minor PM work, being involved in improvement teams, operators, training and education on how equipment works. So, there's a lot of websites out there on TPM. I'm not going to try to make everybody an expert on that, but the big idea with TPM is getting operators involved in maintaining and improving their equipment. That's kind of high level, and then there's all these pillars and actions underneath. So, a lot of locations really go hook, line, and sinker inside of TPM. My experience was for 32 years in very heavy industry. Older facilities, nothing brand new. I mean, let's just say 50 plus years old facilities, and all of them with a strong union, just for background. So my experience, a couple comments. One, you enter these things with always great hopes and expectations. Every time I've went down this path. The 5S and improvement teams are impactful and sustainable. So getting the operators involved in how the equipment runs, how we can make it run better, get more throughput, more reliability, getting them involved is what's great, and then keeping the housekeeping in order so you can see problems early. It's been great. My experience with autonomous maintenance has almost entirely been horrible. And, cleaning equipment so you can find problems, good stuff there. But in maintaining equipment, I just have several bad examples, and I'll go through two of them here. One was operations was responsible for adding oil to some massive combustion blowers at a power plant. And, this was, when the operators came in, this was last on their priority list to get done. They had to keep generation going. They had certain operational things they needed to do to keep the equipment going, to keep the incoming material fed in to the burners. And oiling these gearboxes and motors was a last priority. So it often didn't get done, and which screws up your mean time between failure, increases your cost. I actually had a mechanic bring this to my attention. He walked me down these assets, and the sight glasses were illegible. We also had breathers on these things that were, piped out, just were in horrible condition. Turn this over to maintenance, and within 1 year, we were saving about $500,000 on our fans and motors and blowers due to they were getting the lubrication every time on demand. So, a horrible example there of operator care. Another example was operators once a shift were supposed to oil a pneumatic hammer that was used in crust breaking in a aluminum smelter. And it was just, again, low priority on the list. When they come in, what's the motivation of an operator? They're trying to maintain production, do what needs to be done, get their housekeeping in line, do things the safe way, and then, somewhere around item 25 is add oil to this pneumatic crust breaker, okay? About a $200,000 a year hit we were taking that we were able to realize once we had operators do that, or craft people do that again. Now, I have had one positive example with autonomous maintenance, and that was lighting inspections. Doesn't take much to look up and see if the lights are on and which ones need to be maintained and or fixed, and that was a run to failure. So my experience with autonomous maintenance is particularly around oiling, which is what a lot of people want to do with autonomous maintenance too, and change filters. But if you don't know what you're looking at and it's the lowest thing on your priority to do of the day, you're going to get that result. Okay? So, my conclusion, don't set your hopes too high with TPM. The 5S work makes things look a lot better. Results can be extremely negative, far worse than what you're currently spending on your maintenance of your equipment. If your PMs don't get done properly and with precision, definitely involve operators inside of problem solving and OEE teams that like and design teams. But overall, TPM is not a game changer. I have not seen it as, hey, boy, my top 10 things to do TPM. It's not there. So my advice, and this is somewhat of a repeat, involve operators in equipment design and improvement activities. Great, they're fantastic at that. Give them 5S ownership, but drop your hopes and dreams around operators doing 50% of their routine tasks that maintenance does. It's not going to be 10%. It's not even going to be 5%. It will be insignificant. So that's my take on TPM. Please smash like or dislike. I'd love a contrary opinion. This has been my experience. It's not necessarily the right answer, but in my experience, I have a strong opinion on what works and what does not work within TPM. Please begin your journey. And if you want pointers from me, reach out to me via a comment or an email. You have those links below. Reach out to me if you'd like an experience guide. Somebody that's been through this before will shave years off your deployment time. Hit subscribe. Thank you.